don't allow your fear of failure to stop you from actually working towards your future success and finding your divine purpose, because sometimes that failure is the only way that you are going to get there. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. If you don't know, well, let's just say welcome back to all of my returning subscribers and welcome to all of my new subscribers. My name is Sephora. I'm a life coach and an attorney, and I help ambitious women reach their life's goals and come and be the next level versions of themselves. So today's video is going to be all about finding your divine purpose in business. How to find your divine purpose in business, and specifically I'm going to be talking about all my business failures before finding my business success, before finding my own divine purpose. If you like videos like these, then I encourage you guys to hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. Of course, I've got my handy dandy laptop, and maybe one day I will get myself a new case. So guys, this video is gonna be funny, at least to me. So when I was in college, the very first my very first business that I started was, believe it or not, a hair business. I had the Instagram account, I had all the stuff, like I was promoting it. Guys, I had clients too though. Like I had clients, I was making money, I was making decent money. It was called Hair by Fora, and it's my first business from what I can remember. I may have had one in high school, I don't remember. So this is where we're gonna start. And I did braids, I did wigs, I did sew-ins, I did the whole nine. And like I said, I had clients, I did it the majority of college, made decent money from it, and that was my first business. And I eventually started trying to sell hair, and you know, I was good at it. Like I was good, and if I had kept going at it, I would have gotten even better, but I didn't actually really enjoy doing it. Like when I was braiding hair, I would be doing it for 8 hours and I didn't want to do it. And I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, like I want to wake up and do this. Like, you know, I was like getting annoyed sometimes when my clients would ask to book with me, even though I was making money, because I was like, oh, I don't want to do this, you know? And so that's a sign. If you get that feeling like, oh, you don't want to do something, or you don't really want to do it, your heart's not in it, even if you're making money from it, it's probably not your divine purpose. It's probably not your divine calling for your business, because that is what I was feeling then. Although, of course, at the time I did not know, like, this isn't my divine purpose. Of course, later on, I did realize that, and I cut that off, right? And so my second business was actually, this was a brief stint, and it was like, oh, okay, I'm doing a lot of traveling, and I used to travel at least like 2-3 times a year out of the country. I'm definitely an out of the country traveler. I remember I was like, okay, I'm in Spain. This is great. I can start a whole like travel blog thing, but I don't actually enjoy like blogging, like writing blogs, right? And I was like, okay, maybe I can do like a picture type thing. I love taking pictures, I love doing videos, but again, it's just like, it wasn't something like I was keeping up with. It's not something that my heart was in. It's not something that I felt called to do. And also too, I knew that, you know, the value, other than like showing people the nice places I'm going to, it was limited. And I knew that somehow, some way, I wanted to be able to give value. So that was my second business that I realized was not, you know, what I was meant to do, what I was made for. My third business, which actually wasn't a failure by any means whatsoever, I haven't checked in a long time, but it's probably got 10,000 downloads maybe, is my podcast. And this was a law school podcast actually that I started while I was in law school, and actually again, it was very successful. I still get emails about hundreds and hundreds of downloads that it's getting now. And when I started it, I did enjoy it, and I started it because I wanted to give back, right? And that had always been like something I wanted to do, and so I did enjoy doing it. But after 2 years, I realized, you know, I was like, this isn't exactly within my threshold, right? Like I'm not directly working with the people, or I don't have this ability to really build that strong connection that I wanted to get out of my business, that I wanted to feel like I was giving back. So I knew that I was through this podcast, right? Because I was still giving out valuable information, but the strong connection, that feeling to wanting to have a direct impact somehow wasn't there in the podcast. And then two, you know, when I was doing my podcast, I was doing like everything myself. I was doing the editing, like all the stuff. And I didn't like editing. And I told you guys before, I'm a big fan of like hiring out and hiring coaches and other people to just do things that you're not good at. I was doing all of that myself, and I don't like editing. And so that probably definitely played a part in it. There's no saying. I may go back to podcasting eventually. So, you know, I may go back to it eventually, but at the time I knew, I was like, this isn't like my divine purpose for business, right? Like the whole monetization of the podcast. It wasn't, you know, in my wheelhouse. It wasn't really what I was really like burning to do. It wasn't really where I felt whole. And so I was like, okay, I put a pause on the podcast, and then I was like, all right, like this is something that I could get back to later on with something that I'm really, really passionate about, and with help, with like hiring someone else to do all the work, and all I have to do is record. So the next business is kind of like a spinoff of that, is the product business. So from my podcast, I created like cups, mugs, sweatshirts. I still have them and they're very nice. So are the mugs, and people again bought them and stuff, but it's like, it wasn't giving me that oomph. It wasn't really making me feel like, okay, I love doing this. I love the product business. Even though like in all of these instances I was making money from it, I wasn't feeling whole. I wasn't feeling like, yeah, I could wake up and do this for the rest of my life. Oh, I forgot a business. Now that I'm saying this isn't really a business, but I did at one point try to just be like a regular content creator. Like I was posting on Instagram. My Instagram did start to blow up, but I quickly realized that in and of itself, like just posting the photos was not for me, because how do I say this? Because I am someone who, I have a lot of opinions. I have an intellectual mind, and I like to use my mind to stimulate myself and to help stimulate and help others. And just posting photos on social media was not a way that I could do that. And then finally, I get to my coaching business, and this is where I really felt whole, right? And this is how I'll tell you concretely how I knew I was in my divine purpose within, you know, my life coaching business. I'm getting to directly work with the people who I want to have an impact on. I'm getting to directly see and help women transform their lives and become, you know, who it is they want to be, become the fullest versions of themselves. And it was even more personal for me because I had done the same things for myself, and I'm constantly still doing the same things for myself, like working on myself, working on my mindset, leveling up to the next level, increasing my money, increasing my faith, like literally like just increasing everything. And God wants that for you, right? He wants you to live the most abundant life you can. He wants you to have all the things that you want, right? And I knew I was in my purpose because my purpose was aligned with God. And so I'm going to give you some tips on how you can find your divine purpose in your business. You heard me saying a couple things about how I was feeling, like how I knew these businesses weren't aligned with me. But so some concrete steps is, number one, to engage in introspection. Understanding what you are really passionate about and what you really like to do and what you value and what you would do whether or not you got paid for it is going to be helpful for you in finding your divine purpose in life and in business, because it'll help you create a business that is aligned with what it is you want to do, right? And so I know, I mean, even in law school, before law school, after law school, as an attorney, as a coach, all that, I knew I always wanted to somehow give back to people, and I wanted to give back on a very large level, and I wanted to see that impact. And so that makes sense because that is what I do as a life coach, right? And so again, just trying to, when you figure out what that is for you, you can make sure that that is present in your business, and that'll help you in defining your divine purpose. Number two, let's do some market research, right? What is it you are very good at? What is something you are very good at? And some things you can do here is think about what people are always asking you about. So for me, people are always asking me for advice. Literally, people always, Sephora, I need help with XYZ. I need help with my relationship. I need help with my career. I need help with setting a schedule. I need help with becoming more disciplined. I need help with motivation. Literally, I kid you not. People would always be asking me for advice about something, for help on something, for how to do something, how to get this next step in their career, how to make this ask, how to type this email, how to do this, how to do this. And it makes sense, right? Because that is what I do. And this was even before I had, become an official like really officially started my business, right? And so it makes sense. So think to yourself, what are people constantly asking you to do? Is it graphic design? Is it editing videos? Is it recording? Is it taking pictures? Like whatever it is, think about something that you are good at and that people are constantly asking you to do, and see how that aligns with what it is you really enjoy doing. And that's going to help lead you towards your divine purpose in life and in business. Number 3 is prayer. Of course, you know, praying about it, like, God, if this is for me, then let this be for me. If this is for me, then give me a sign. And of course, that will help you gain more insight onto what you are doing is the right way, is the right path. And I can tell you, like, whenever I prayed about something, I mean, God answers my prayers immediately. I mean, okay. Okay, for the, like, in most situations, I will say when I have prayed and I asked God for something, I have gotten an answer. And so again, if you are struggling, if you are looking for, if you're like, I don't know, take some time to engage in prayer and listen to God's answer. And sometimes silence is an answer. Sometimes silence is an answer, okay? The 4th thing that you can do is simply take action. So I literally just told you 4 business failures that I had, and maybe it's 5, before actually finding my business success. And so sometimes you actually just have to act to realize, oh, this actually isn't for me. This actually isn't what I want to be doing. I mean, my podcast I did for 2 full years. My hair business I did for 3 or 4 years. I mean, sometimes you actually just have to take action, right? Take action and realize, okay, this isn't actually what I want to do. This was for me in the moment. This was for me in the time, but it's not for me forever. And that leads me into the next thing, which is time. Realize that as you evolve, as you become more mature, as your goals and your aspirations mature, so will what you want to do with your life. So will your aspirations, so will your visions, and so will your divine purpose accordingly, right? And so when I was an undergrad, the hair business was what I was meant to be doing. And that's why I was doing it for 3 to 4 years, right? And it was only over time when I became more assured of myself, more confident in myself and in my ability to help others, that I became aware of my true desire to do life coaching, to do coaching, and to help other people, right? And so recognizing that time does play a part in finding your divine purpose and making sure that you are in your divine purpose when you are supposed to be, right? They always say God's timing is always right. God is always on time, right on time, okay? So understanding that time does play a part. And so you don't need to fret if you're like, oh my gosh, but I'm not even anywhere where I want to be in my career. I have no idea what I want to do. I don't know if this business is for me, if this business for me isn't for me. Take action, right? Take action. Get an idea, pray about it, think about it, introspect, do all the other steps I told you, and just take action. If you're comfortable with it, just take action. If it is not for you, in due time, you will come to that realization. You will come to that reality and you will find your purpose in due time. So I hope this video helped you guys in finding your divine purpose in life and in business, and learning more about my business failures before my business success has helped you guys. Because what I want you to understand is, in order to truly be the most successful, you have to have failed. Don't allow your fear of failure to stop you from actually working towards your future success and finding your divine purpose, because sometimes that failure is the only way that you are going to get there. I hope this video helped you guys. Let me know down below if you have had business failures or other failures that you think is helping you go straight towards your future success. If you guys like this video, then I encourage you to click the link in my bio to download your free guide, 7 steps to level up your life. And also make sure you watch the playlist Upgrade Your Life, which is tons of videos just like this to help you on the path to becoming the most empowered and successful version of yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Sephora Gray, Esquire, ESQ for short. And I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.